Okay, we're going to try this again for round two. We got Robert Miller and Corey Demereaux, and I'll be inputting their list information here. So let me know if if audio woes continue, and I will try to diagnose it and fix it if I can. Still a little bit of a work in progress, you know, so I'm working on it. But let me know in chat if there are any real wonky problems, and I'll try and get it fixed. But for now, while they set up, I'm going to put in their list information. I will probably be joined here in a minute by Mr. Jocelyn, who has the bye after his the unfortunate flight of his green dice, which were so solid at the beginning of round one, and left him late. I'll be right back with you. Okie dokie. Got an X-Wing on the table. Very exciting. Love an X-Wing. An X-Wing with engine upgrade. Great. Great. Here's Mr. Jocelyn. Got a couple interesting lists. We got a bandit swarm with Wedge at the helm. And it looks like all of our bandits are all naturel.
I actually played for X-Wing League, I played a Pirate Swarm, similar to the Bandits, and it works well. Sometimes it's better with Ordnance, but you know what? They're good blockers. You can really screw up big base ships, and you can pick away at things. Green dice can fail you, though, and they can be one-shotted, but it's all right. 12 points, you don't care. They're supposed to die.
I have been on either end of that. I've run into groups of bandits where they just couldn't get out of their own way, and there's boom, boom, boom. They just fell one after the other in successive turns, and then you hit bandits where you just can't kill one. It makes you completely crazy.
And actually, this is a good list for well, I mean, Wedge will present a problem for Echo, but Echo can be one-shotting bandits pretty quick because of it's got the higher pilot skill in this case. So.
All right, so the next list is a Decimator Phantom list. We got Shirnu with Tack Jammer, Predator, Intelligence Agent, Rebel Captive, and Isan. And that is accompanied with another PS8 in Echo at 30 points with Advanced Cloak, VI, FCS, and Navigator. So something a little novel going on over there. Okay, and they're getting set up. Looks like a mix of rocks and debris. And let's get our values put in over here. We got Wedge at 40 points, so a pricey X-Wing, which is always nice. I do love X-Wings. Can't wait for some kind of update to get a more table time.
And the only X-Wing I've really been seeing out there a lot of is Biggs.
Biggs?
Yeah.
I play a lot with Biggs, so got to keep Mr. Farlander healthy. Okay. Okay, so there we go. And that's a pretty good, this actually works out as a little bit of a bracketing test and positioning test for my overlay here. So here we got 6 ships, and we're still not even really close to running off the map. Let's see if I can get some damage information. We'll try to keep that up as we go. So Wedge is going to be, it's going to be tricky with R2D2 though. But with Mike on the buy, maybe we can keep that updated as we go. Is that too busy? What do you think? Should I put some spaces there? I got room.
Yeah, that's good.
You don't think it's too busy?
No.
Okay.
I got you.
All right.
Interesting formation for the bandit starting off in the corner, and
yeah.
The one advantage I see
Vertically.
there is that you can kind of decide where you want them to turn in and start engaging.
Sure.
Very short engagement, or stretch it long across the edge and cut in late.
Well, but here's sort of, what I then immediately expected to see, which is he's just going to plop his, so now it kind of, I don't know if that...
Yeah, but it depends what you want to do here. So you could break off like the 3 rear bandits, cut in, block, and the other 2 can swing around.
Right.
It's a clue. 12, 4 shape.
Oh, look, it just fits. And that's a 2 and 2. Okay. So, like I said, we'll try to keep that as up to date as we can. We're just about to get started.
All right, everybody ready?
Okay, and that's time on round 2. So we're on to dials. Again, if you're watching on the stream, I have no clue what it sounds like. So it sounds like it's better. So please let me know how it sounds. If you commented earlier, I wasn't watching. I wasn't in the chat room, so I couldn't see it. So if you have a comment about the sound of the setup, or if something's confusing, let me know. Okay. Looks like I got it. Kind of looks and sounds good. Great. Thanks. Yeah. I don't know what was going on. Some kind of hang up with the, plugging, unplugging USB into different ports, and it was just a little wonky. I restarted the computer, and it does seem to sound a lot better. What do we got going on here?
So
a bunch of straight 4s.
Looks like 3 are going to try to move out and flank. Never like pulling that close to the edge. One bad move and
yeah, if you're those tiny little variances in the angle where you set them down, they can amplify pretty quickly with 4 straights.
Exactly.
End up.
Oh wow, he's gonna move
them all. Yeah, I like you thought he would go 3 and 3, and give himself 2 groups to sort of cluster up in front of that. I heard my soda can up. Makes sense. Yeah, I thought he would do that as well. Give himself 3 and 3, and let him sort of mob up around. But where's Wedge in this mess? Oh, he's back here on the bottom left. Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
By taking Predator, basically, Chernu's an 8 here. So Wedge is going to move after him, shoot before him. Wedge's ability is not going to be all that useful against the Decimator, but, areas where there's a range 3 or a rock, it will show up.
Oh, this is going to be next to impossible to tell who's who with these bandits, but I'll try. Maybe I can go get some numbers off of them. Yeah, I think, guys, you're just going to have to be
Keep track at
satisfied
home.
with,
Take out
a bandit's gone, because there's no way I'm going to be able to keep track of who's got what.
Take out a piece of paper. Keep track at home.
Okay, so that's everybody there. And we're back to dials. So we've got a pretty much wholesale shift. I think we're probably going to go ahead and see him turn in. I'd expect a bunch of 3 turns here.
I'm actually surprised. I mean, there's no engine upgrade on the decimator, but I'm kind of surprised he wasn't a little bit more aggressive. Four would have put him at range 3 if some of them had turned in, and that's what I would have predicted on the last round.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised by this move. So,
well, he might have been trying to avoid. Had you gotten a real aggressive move from the Rebel player, you might have had all 6 of those ships shooting the decimator range 3, and I think he.
That's true, and you know, a bank 3 or something like that might really help you here, because you can engage Wedge right away and remove him.
Well, I definitely think we're gonna have a turn in here from the Rebels. Are we gonna have any bank? Are they all gonna be turn 3s? Turn 2s? I don't know. 3s would be my guess.
I mean,
do bandits have a white turn 3?
Hold on.
They do. So yeah, that would be my guess.
This is
so there's decloak. He's decloaked to the right. My guess is we're gonna have a hard left turn from him after this as his maneuver.
try to flank.
He's gonna try and flank. I think he'll be taking a lot of pot shots here in a second from a bunch of bandits, but with advanced cloak, I think it's going to be a big problem for him.
Well, you know, you can only roll evade so many times.
That's true. Green dice. Yeah, there's the 3 turns. And the rebels of young Mr. Miller turn in to engage.
Oh, that's shenanigans right there.
Well, it looks like
Well,
that
he
rock
had
placement's
originally
going
tried to do the outside one first. And
well.
formation buying is difficult at best.
But he's going to get pretty fortunate with the rock placement because he still has a good bit of flexibility. He's not near enough to it that he can't do some different things. So that's good. But yeah, dollars to donuts, we're going to have a hard 2 from that Phantom. So we're going to have some shooting here. Just have to see what's what. Yeah, another straight, I would assume. Yeah, another 4 straight.
Allowing him to flank.
That's so cool. Comics and canon, huh? I like that.
Oh,
No, you're fine. I thought you meant to do that as a play on words, man.
no, I did not.
And that's one of the reasons my boss loves and hates me. I'm going to be leaving James here. I got to run to BJ's, and then I'm probably going to be leaving early to start my 2-year anniversary with my girl. So,
Now here's a surprise. This is not at all what I expected. I did think he was going to turn in, so I guess now we can expect a decloak to the right here in the next turn with a move around that rock.
Yeah,
So he's going to roll.
You got to move around that rock because next turn
Well,
will
there
not
he
be
goes.
good.
Well, that's fine. So he's rolled out of that rock.
Well,
that was
that's
a good
actually
move.
that's not true. With Echo, might have avoided the rock. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, now he'll decloak forward into the left and come around and make a really aggressive turn this next. Oh,
Interesting.
pretty good move. Sort of clever. So he's Wedge has anticipated that a little bit, and that was a very good move by Mr. Miller. A nice move. A couple nice moves. Good conservative play from the Phantom, and really good anticipation on Robert's part to see that coming. That was a couple nice moves. And we've got Shirinu, 3 evades, so that's that. I assume he was firing at that target lock near Z95, so a good roll for the Bandit. That's fortunate. A couple of those.
I'm gonna have to steal Robert's dice because my Z95's never rolled that ever.
Well, that was great, and that was a bad roll there could have been trouble. So that's.
Nah, I don't think there's
I
gonna
don't
be
think
any
he's
return
got it.
fire there.
No.
Frankly, if you could shoot.
I almost think this next turn he's gonna need to just sell out and go after this Phantom. Just ignore the decimator for a turn, because he really can't. The placement of this rock down here, he can't turn effectively and do anything. So I think if you're Robert this next turn, you just go all in on the Phantom and ignore that decimator.
The other thing too is Z95s can split, cover either side of that rock.
Right.
And frankly, that's what I would do. The 2 on the top there, cut in on the rock.
On the lower rock.
Yeah, and then the other 3 aggressively come up behind the Phantom, trap them between guns, and then Wedge. Maybe just straightforward and try to engage the Phantom.
See, I think I might, if it were my decision, I might take the opposite tack and bank up with the 2 top Zs and sort of spread these 3 out in a line across the screen and just go all in on the Phantom.
Right.
But we'll see what he does.
Corey has an interesting list too because with the change in the decloak rules, people have been favoring Whisper more than Echo.
Well, Andy's got Navigator on his Echo, which is not real typical. So that's kind of neat.
Gives you a few more options, especially since the decloak gives some clue about what's going to happen next.
Fortunately, in this case, the ship he's got to really worry about is Wedge, and he doesn't have pilot skill on him, so Navigator's not going to be super helpful in that engagement, but it will help him a lot for the facing of the Z95s.
Right. Well, the other thing too is if you're the Echo player here, you might try to use Echo as the feint. If you can drive Echo away, keep them at a safe distance so that the entire swarm can't engage, then you create a target that's hard to hit. Meanwhile, Sherman is coming up behind you, taking things off bit by bit.
With Predator, so once he gets up and really into those Z95s, he's going to be lots of problems for him. So this is what he's spreading them out. Yeah. He's going to sort of fan these guys out and try and pin down Echo, which is one of the 2 things we thought he would do.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, now that's
kind of a mix of.
Very interesting. I'm not too sure I would do that.
Well, interesting.
Yeah.
I think, Shirinu in this build doesn't have engine upgrades, so he's not.
Why is that? Why did the first Bandit take a stress?
What's he doing? I don't know. They must have decided he was in arc against Shirinu.
Oh, okay. All right.
With Captain.
Yeah, you're right.
So this is unusual. I'm not sure I would have done this. I think if he moves up aggressively into Echo there, I think he has a good chance early of just swamping him and dice and killing him.
Right.
Especially
with Wedge at the forefront of that formation.
With Wedge, because he's really going to force a use of tokens there. you know, and then even cloaked, you just need a couple of those to get through.
Okay, so
Oh, we'll see.
yeah, see
So
that was a smart move.
it was a feint,
because
so it was a
good feint move. Robert, I guess, didn't fall for it and is re-engaged with Cherno. But
which I would have. We've established I would have completely.
Right.
So it's a good move.
Ooh,
But we're gonna
that's gonna be a
lot of dice coming onto the Admiral
Right.
with you know, with Echo pretty far away.
right. And Echo recloak, so he won't be shooting this turn. So we'll see what Wedge
Well,
does
if
here.
Wedge pulls an aggressive move, Wedge can be putting some dice on a really kind of badly out of position Phantom.
Nope.
Nope.
No.
So he's
Just
well,
very
we're-
odd.
We're going to see a K turn out of Wedge next turn. So
Yeah.
so that's he's but he's done a good thing here. He's got the no, he's boosted. Forgot about the engine upgrade. Another cool thing. So you got an X-wing with engines. So he's going to take some shots at looks like range 2 into Cloak Phantom. But you know, green dice are green dice. So.
Right.
But pretty good play. Pretty good move. So we got a couple hits.
2 hits.
2 evades. So he evades that cleanly. And that was Wedge. So now we're going to have Shirino shooting range 1. Ugh.
He's gonna turn one of those foci into a hit.
Crit. He's going to
Reroll
gunner.
that one.
Rolls another blank. Two evades. Good roll.
Like I said, I'm stealing Robert's green dice because my bandits never do that.
So no damage. Get away with that twice. Alright, so now come the dice, man. This is, with, man, I gotta say.
The front 2 are going to be 3, the back 2 look to be 2 each, but yeah.
I mean, the feint was clever, but
Yeah.
now you have, you know. Well, what we do have is we have a bunch of Unit 5s that aren't going to be able to K-turn. These 2 will. The nearer 2. Oh!
You don't like that.
Just a brutal roll.
That was kind of my game against
That's
Jason.
tough. You need that. I mean, well, you just you hate that when you've made a good move. There we go. There's a 3-hit roll. You hate it when you make a really nice move and you get really in position and then your dice fail you. So who's taking the stress there? Who attacked first? I assume one of those. Okay.
Yeah.
So he did. He fired with the rear guys first, and it looks like they were also at range 1.
Right.
So he's got a lot of dice going here.
So let me take a quick look and see what we got on damage.
Okay. So everybody tuned in. Things seem to be smoother. I'm getting a good feed here. Any questions or problems with the audio or video?
So shields down, 5 damage and 1 structural damage
On the Admiral?
on the Admiral. So 5 and a crit.
So its shields are down. And 5 damage and a
5
crit?
damage and a crit.
Wow.
Decimators don't like swarms.
I mean, that a punishing round for Admiral Shirinu. So I think this is going to be pretty standard. We're going to the rear Xenon 5s don't have room to K-turn, and they can't anyway. The rear left one is stressed. Probably just a hard 2. I don't know. What do you think? Right, left?
Well, to be honest, you know, if the Decimator has no stress, so it doesn't have to do a short move here. It can get out of the scrum by just going past the Z95. So.
Oh, I'm saying, what do you think we're going to see out of the Z95s here?
Well, that's what I'm trying to say is that I don't know if blocking is going to be all that useful for them. So.
Oh, I don't think they're going to try. I just don't think these rear guys don't have room to. I think the forward 2 Z95s will probably K-turn. but
Well, one of them can. Or no, I'm sorry, that guy.
these both can. The
Okay.
two nearer to the decimeter can both K-turn. The rear cannot. They don't have room. So we'll have to see what. Chris Knowles says he's watching on his phone outside of Michael's. I think we have some family obligations there. So we're being watched in a Michael's parking lot. You should go in and buy some of those foam blocks that you stick the plants in.
Yeah.
I hate that stuff. I've always hated that stuff. I don't know why. So we got a 2-bank here from that sort of loan.
So that will clear the stress. And,
Oh, he was stressed. That's right. Stress going into that.
oh, don't forget the target lock. So we're going to do bumps.
We're going to do bumps. Oh, see, we got a weird perspective here. He might not have had room to what's the? Oh, see, the K on the Z is a 3, not a 4. So he didn't have space.
Well, they're marking it, so not sure
Why?
Yeah,
I'm a little confused as to what just occurred there.
I mean, they're clearly bumping. So,
Okay.
oh, maybe they did it for the models. So the models.
Oh, I see. Right. So they're all bumping. Oh, it's a stress clear. It's a stress clear to set up a K-turn. So that makes sense.
Yeah, and it does form something that the decimeter has to get past, which, you know, if the decimeter doesn't do anything like a 4, I don't even think a 3 is going to clear. So,
Yeah. 3 will clear. A straight 3 would.
yeah, okay, maybe. So yeah, unless the decimeter did a 3 or a 4, it's going to be tight. I guess a 3-bank would also clear. So
3-bank in.
curving in
In.
to the center of the board.
Okay, so that's
So
his.
now Echo is going to go right in front of Wedge.
Echo, his decloak. Oh no, that's.
No, that's.
Oh, okay, that's the decloak.
Oh, they skipped it.
Yeah, so that was Echo's decloak.
I had forgotten that Echo was even there.
Okay, we've got a.
So he was trying to do a 3.
We have a pilot skill
hard.
0 situation on Chernu. Is that what we got?
No, he's Chernu's an 8.
So what was
everything
the-
is moving.
Oh, everything moved. That's right. Sorry, the Z-Knight dogs had already moved.
Oh, and he dodges the rock. Clears the scrum, dodges the rock. That's
Was that a 3 hard?
Yep. That's,
Oh, just ducks it. That's a good move.
Yeah.
A little bit of luck there, maybe.
and
But it happens.
now, right.
A good move.
And now Echo's going to do a hard one. And, I guess he's anticipating Wedge to fly by him.
Well, he's at any rate. I think he's got Wedge unable to shoot at him, which is.
Well, maybe if Wedge does a 4K here. he'll have a shot.
If Wedge does a K-turn there, he does have a shot, and he's out of arc.
And Wedge
It would be interesting to see that.
doing some cleanup here.
Dial clean up.
Yeah, he's still deciding what to do with Echo. And Echo's out of position. Oh, he's
Doing
doing
a barrel roll, which still.
Yeah, not too sure about this, but he may be thinking a turn ahead. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt here.
So it's not a K-turn.
No, okay. So Wedge will have no shot. Even engine upgrade's not going to help him here.
He doesn't. I don't think he wants
Yeah.
to.
Well, you might want to turn away and try to re-engage because Echo's facing the wrong way. So Echo's going to have to do something to get around that debris field.
Yeah. Well, here you have though. Here you have a situation though that I'm not sure. This little mini engagement with Echo and Wedge, that's great, but I just don't think it helps Cherno at all.
Yeah. Well, I think Chern is really trying to just thin out the swarm at this particular point. Probably pick whatever Z95's damage, if any.
I don't think any are.
He's going to use his ability.
And he's going to re-roll with Gunner. 4 hits, so that's a good roll.
Oh.
And he whiffed with his green dice. Destroyed one completely. So he one-shots one of those bandits.
Bandits need auto thrusters.
Alright, so can... I assume we're going to see some K-turn Z95s here, or are they going to turn around that rock? What do you think?
Well, the one right next to the Decimator can't really get around that rock, so I expect a K-turn from at least that one. The other two, you know, at this point, as long as you have enough room to the edge, I would just K-turn them all, because
Keep them together?
Yeah, they're going to be a much more powerful formation flying. And the other thing is, unless the Decimator decides to go like one forward or one back, something like that, you're going to be engaging at range 3. So his ability will not kick in. He'll have, you know, the extra green dice, which could help him. So,
how about our wayward Z95 up here? What do we get? A K-turn out of him?
well, you know, I actually might try to have that bandit help out Wedge a little bit. Because I don't like the one-on-one with Echo and Wedge. Wedge is higher pilot skill, so he can kind of see what Echo does, but there's not much he can do other than boost to really modify himself. Echo's ability to just, you know, kind of have like 90 moves off a cloak is...
So here comes Z95s. It's K-turns. So that first one, as we figured, is a K.
Yeah, I'm going to have to assume the rest are going to be the same.
Well, more K-turns to follow. We're going to have to see what Shirinu does with this turn, though, is then we now have these bandits. I mean, we have plenty of time. What time on the round? Not quite 30 minutes, I think.
So we got 34 minutes left.
$34 minutes left, so still plenty of time, but
Excuse me. If two ships were touching at the beginning of last turn, can they perform the same movement?
had a little question about a bump. Oh no! I have worn my favorite shorts to the point that they're falling apart. Shameful. Okay, we got another K-turn, which is what I thought we might get. And I think, except for the one-shot Z95, that's it. I mean, I think that's all the damage the Rebels there have. Depending on...
Yep, that's Correct.
That's it.
Everything else is
well,
healthy.
here we have what I said. Okay, so the Z95 K turn, so he's going to shoot, he's going to chip away a little bit into the decimator again, but he's going to bear the brunt of that by himself.
If he survives.
He should survive. It's a range 2 shot.
Yeah, but the decimator does have a target lock on that particular bandit.
He has a target lock. So, with
hard to
with
judge.
a direct hit,
Yeah.
he could clear him off the board. He's already one shot.
Yeah.
So what's Wedge doing? Wedge is K turning. Probably, I think, good timing for that.
Yeah. Echo has really not.
Yeah, we're at 30 minutes. Echo has not rolled red dice. Just noticed that.
Well, again, I think it might have been a feint at the beginning, and now Echo is just so badly out of position that it's not helping.
That's a good roll from Wedge. It looks like 2 hits and a crit. Range 3 through, so that's going to be, what, 6? 7? It's 5 plus debris plus range 3.
Yeah, but Wedge takes away 1.
That takes away 1. Looks like he did evade them all.
Yep.
So. Now we got Sheeran is going to shoot up that target lock. Stressed, Z95. So it's really. He's going to get his Predator reroll. And he whiffs. So it's 2. I'm going to take 1 shield off of that guy. I can probably keep track of that. So let's.
Now, looking 2 turns ahead here, it's going to be interesting to see how Echo is going to handle the bandits.
It's true, because we're going to swap of targets here. I doubt that was intentional. Right? I don't think he could have perceived that but it's sort of fallen into his lap here.
Right.
Because if we get a bank from Wedge and a real aggressive move from these Z95s, Echo's stuck in the middle a little bit.
Right. And you know what? You don't care if your Z95s are stressed. You just want to get Echo off the board. Now, it's also, what's Robert's priority here? I mean, I would say at this point, you got Echo trapped between 2 systems, and I make that my priority, but he may not agree, so.
So that was a range 3 shot through a rock, so you got a couple dice.
Wait, Decimator's dodging hits.
Decimator's dodging, right? Decimator's rolling green dice and rolling evades. And actually, see, here's another where that last turn comes into play with the Decimator failing to put any real significant damage on that lone Z95. Now he can go ahead and make a green move, de-stress, focus, and not be nearly as at risk of getting blown up.
Right.
So that was a really timely roll there. And that's what I fully expect him to do.
So
a 2 straight would be a good, I guess, or 1 straight maybe block.
Well, again, it depends how aggressive you want to be, but you don't really care if the Z95s are stressed. Yeah, it's hard with 2 dice, but the thing is, what you want to do is get a lot of stuff on Echo. 2 is going to probably put you at a 2-3 engagement, which, with the focus, you could do it. You're right, it depends. You could be in between it. A lot depends on how Echo decloaks.
Now, looking at it, the options of movement here for sure now are pretty limited. He either turns right now or continues on straight through those rocks. And that's about it.
Right, but again, 360 arc,
right.
Lots of options. He can be flying around the board, behind things.
Made a mistake of reading the comments. Stiff dial, stiff dial. I'm sad I wasn't there to hear it.
Was that his decloak?
That
was his decloak.
So,
So
interesting.
what is he gonna do? Well, I think he's pretty concerned about Wedge. You know,
Right.
what Wedge is doing, as he should be.
Yeah. But you could have solved that.
So
by
one
going
straight, it's going to
towards
clear
Wedge.
stress. See, so now we have an additional, as you find that more or less is an additional rock here. So
Right.
the movement options for sure are very, very, very limited here. And what have we done, do you think? Continues to pursue Decimator. That surprises me.
Yeah, a lot.
That's very surprising.
A lot.
You really could have pinched.
You have plenty of time here. It's not a situation where, your one loss of a Z95
One
it
straight.
matters.
So it's going to be a one straight and a bump. That's clearly going to bump. Okay, so
He looks like he's going to miss the rock, but he's
going to miss the rock. He's going to bump his wingman there. Yeah, that's. I think you had an opportunity there to really sort of pin down Echo and kill him.
But again, Decimator has got a lot of damage on it, and yeah.
Well, let's see what we get out of Wedge. Because Wedge is going to be
Right.
moving up into range 3 of the Decimator as well. I don't know. I think given the same situation, I go ahead and switch gears and throw a net on Echo if that falls in your lap like that.
Yeah.
Because his movement options are up. So that's a bump. So it's what I thought we might get. So
no
that works
action.
out perfectly for the Rebel player. So now he's not going to take fire on that damaged Z95,
Right.
who is still carrying that target lock.
Right.
He's not going to be able to acquire a new target lock.
So Echo is going to.
Oh, see, no, he left his options pretty open there with his Z95s.
Yeah,
So
I guess I still, the more fire you can put on Echo, the better it's going to be for you. Because, like I said, you can only roll so many evades. I actually would have liked to have that third Z95 pointed at Echo.
well, you've got the lower leftmost.
So now, Wedge is not going to even attempt to engage Echo.
Yeah, Wedge is going in for a range 3 shot
Yeah.
on shooting.
See, to me, this is not a good use of Wedge. Decimator doesn't really matter. As a Decimator player, you're not expecting to roll green dice the whole game. So, Wedge's ability, it takes away your range 3, but,
Well, and you're right. He's also, what he's done there is he's removed what's been motivating Echo's movement the entire game, which was the threat of Wedge.
Right.
Well, now Echo is completely free to flank these 3 Z95s and chew them up.
Right.
I'm not sure what we just saw there.
I think there was too many green dice rolled for the Decimator.
No, we had a rock, range 3 rock. So he rolled 2, but he should have rolled 1.
Right.
Not much on to catch that. Okay, looks like Echo's got a range 2 shot on that lead Z95.
So Echo's going to roll. There we go.
Spins his focus for 4 hits.
Dang.
Good roll.
It's going to evade 1,
Evades 2.
2. Yeah, sometimes it's like
So which...
let's take a look here.
Yeah, figure out who's who there. 2 hull, and he's taking shots now from the decimator, and he evaded that. So another pretty good roll.
So the decimeter's down to 10. Or 10, he's got 10 on him. So
So
2
down to
whole
2.
points left. So that kind of gives a little explanation of what Robert's thinking is. You know, he's got the decimeter.
Yeah, decimator.
He wants to get rid of it.
Are we back to dials here? No, I don't think so.
Go back to dials.
We are back.
So yeah, that decimeter is really flying around hurt. Gives a little explanation of what Robert was thinking there. He doesn't want to directly engage. Like you said, he wanted to keep his options open. So.
I just got a question from Chris via instant message. He wanted to know if he was burning up his data plan and wanted to know if we'd be uploading this anywhere later. He could just watch it. And the answer is yes. I archive all these automatically on Twitch. I just have to figure out a way to make them available through the mobile app. But also, once I'm somewhere I have a good stable connection, I'll put them up on YouTube. So this will probably go up on YouTube immediately because I have a good connection here. So yeah, if you need to drop the feed, then you can pull it up later on my YouTube page. And we're at 20 minutes. I'll tell you later. I'm pretty sure the YouTube channel is just my name. It's linked to my Google Plus account, so it's just Aaron Utley. I'll have to come up with
Aaron is awesome.
a Steel Enterprises YouTube page or something, but yeah, it's just my personal page for now.
So this is gonna is Echo.
So that's a decloak.
Yep.
Yeah.
Echo stays on the board and is setting up for.
And is going to really hammer one of these Z95s here this turn, I think.
So now I'm gonna wonder if I have a feeling here Robert's gonna put out all guns on the decimeter.
Yeah, clear it off, and then he'll go into the next turn with 3 Z95s and an X-wing at least, which is not a bad matchup. Yeah, that would be a nub bump, but
yeah, let's see.
Oh no, here it is. It's a bank. It's a 2 bank, so not a bump. So it is a bump because of the dimension there, the angle across the base. So that's a bump. So he stays put, which is fine.
Could be worse.
It's not a huge deal. The real aggressive.
And rightfully so.
Yeah.
I mean, if your decimeter's down to 2, it's you want the kill here. That's half his list gone. Most of your ships are relatively healthy.
So do you think Wedge here, does Wedge pull a big sweeping move down, or does Wedge just move forward aggressively?
So Wedge is going to have to clear that.
So
by,
2 straight?
2 straight is the most aggressive he can be. Now, if he doesn't care, then you can do a lot more with Wedge. But again, Wedge's ability is kind of Wedge's Predator is going to be helpful. Wedge's ability is not going to be helpful against the decimeter.
Does Shirinu pull a hard turn to the right here? He almost has to.
I don't know.
Or straight. It looks like he can negotiate those rocks if he goes straight.
Yep. I think he'd be clearing that big rock just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Put some distance between him and the swarm.
Fortunately for Robert, Echo can only shoot up 1 Z95 a turn. I think this is going to be bad news for tail and Charlie there.
And that tailing guy, but he's irrelevant at
Yeah,
this point.
you can sacrifice him, and it's no biggie.
And still probably do some damage in this manner.
I think Robert's thinking in this turn is probably that he's going to lose one of those Z95s.
And again, at worst, he's down 24 points, and
So
you're eliminating half.
He does split the difference on those rocks.
Yep.
He's at range 3 to the lead Z95. It looks like he's only going to get fire from one of those. Wedge probably, like you said, will pull a 2 straight, so he'll be firing through a rock at range 2. Let's see how that works out. And this is straightforward. Echo's going to fly out behind those Z95s and just hammer them. Probably remain. I think no, he's got enough room, so he'll go ahead and recloak.
Right. Now, it's an interesting target choice for Echo, though. Do you want to try to get rid of a Z95 that's going to potentially put fire on the Decimator? Or, do you take the kind of for sure 5 dice shot?
Well, I think the second guy there. Oh, I see what you're saying. Because I don't take the range 3 shot.
You wouldn't, but then you eliminate the shots on the Decimator. Remember, Decimator's down to 2 hull points, so you want him on the board. You lose him, that's half your list. Robert can spend the rest of the game flying.
Well, that last, I don't know, that looks like it's going to be a range 3 shot for him. He's got a range 3. That Z95 has a range 3 shot on the Decimator. He still has 3 hit points. No, that's the guy with 2, so he has got 2 hull left. So you could kill him. I don't know. We'll have to see what he does. So that's who's that? Wedge firing?
Yep. With the Predator.
It says 1 green die. It's 1 evade. So it's 2. So he takes 1, I guess. So that's Shirinu down to 1. So if Echo doesn't kill the lead Z95, Shirinu's pretty much dead here. So we'll see what he engages. Okay, like I said, number 5 Z95 is the lead guy who has no shields.
So we're going to do Echo first.
And that's what it collects as a range 3 shot, so it's no gimme.
But it's a smarter move.
It is the smart play. To try and get that Z95 off the board. If you get a good green die roll here, that would be pretty clutch for Robert at this point. Good roll. 4 hits. Blanks, and he's dead.
Yeah, that's smart.
Good move.
Smart move.
That was a really shrewd move. Extended the life of that. Good move. Well done. Oops. And
okay, here we go for the Admiral.
He's shooting at who? I guess he's shooting at Wedge?
No, Wedge already shot. He's
No, he's Shirinu shooting at Wedge. A couple of aids.
Nice.
As well. That was good. Well done. Good. I mean, that was the right call. Yep. Obviously. Yeah, I got a very good roll.
Down
Wedge
to
is stressed.
13 minutes here.
Let's see. Right score is going to be 24 now.
So down to 13 minutes, you have one person's list is flying around with a whole point. Half a person's list is flying around with a whole point. It's not looking good for Corey unless he can avoid arcs. At this point, that's what you're going to have to do is try to avoid. And in this case, if Wedge gets in right next to the Decimator, he could be shields down with some damage. It would have to be a really good crit to really get rid of Wedge. So I see the Decimator trying to do something to avoid arc, but It's going to be tough. Very tough. And you still got the bandits to worry about. I mean, Wedge is your more immediate problem right at the moment. You know, Echo could probably take a bandit off here. Actually, I'm kind of surprised Echo cloaked. You know, you don't have to cloak. Why not stay uncloaked and just do a straight move?
Right, and that was my question. Well, he could have. He cloaks there because he can go ahead and decloak to the right.
Sure, but it is curved.
Which,
So
yeah, it adds a dimension that he didn't need.
right.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think at that point I would have left him decloaked and just pulled straight maneuvers and continue to pound on those. Because now he's going to have range one shots on those guys.
The other thing too, going back, we probably should have mentioned this at the beginning of the game. Tactical jam on Sharon has really not come into
At all. Yeah, at all. Oh, they're just doing it now.
yeah.
So it's just used tactical gem for the first time this game.
So Echo's gonna cloak out here, kind of get a wide shot.
It's a good move. They're still not entirely sure what he's going to do with the Z95s.
Right. There's really no mad move for Echo here. I mean, that Z95 is probably the only real threat, unless Wedge decides to disengage from the Decimator.
See, you gotta. I don't know. Oops, little bump. I don't know. I move it back a few turns, and again we go back to if he'd taken that opportunity to go ahead and pin down Echo and make the engagement about that. I think we might be looking at a different game now, and then they could just fly up and finish off Shirno at their leisure.
So now the real question is the Decimator going to do it to the left and potentially face Wedge? Or did it, turn in and, could get a bit of a bandit swarm attack here?
Yeah, but not this turn. If he turns to the right, he's not going to take that this turn. He'll take it next from very potentially one less
Right.
Z95.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah. This is not working out great right now for Robert.
I am very curious though now. Let's see what the Decimator did here.
I can't see it from here. It's a one bank to the left. If Wedge dialed up a one bank to the left, he could really eat it.
Yeah. That really could be the end of
Which
it.
is what I would do.
Yeah.
So Wedge could really put it on Sheeran here in a second. And here's, what is that, 3 straight? 2 straight.
So now we're under 10 minutes here at an 8-minute mark, and all day Robert really needs to do is get rid of that Decimator.
Which, here's Wedge. What do we got? If we have one bank to the left, one bank to the right.
Okay. I don't know about that. But again, Robert surprised us at least twice in this game before, so you may
Sure.
have a night.
Well, Robert needs to kill Sheeran. He needs to come. He needs the points. He needs them off the board. He's got 8 minutes left.
Right.
I'm not sure he can force the Echo engagement to conclusion in time.
I mean, right at this point, Robert's losing. Let's not forget that. He lost 2 of his bandits.
That's right.
Down 24 points.
Sure.
Those things can go up like kindling depending on what's going on.
He's boosting.
Again. He's hidden behind the rock. Well, maybe not. Echo might have. It's a parallel edge to a parallel edge, so I don't think think the rock's been locked.
I think what we might have seen there. I think, yeah, we got a target lock wedge from Chernu. We were boosting to go get out to range 3.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I think he was at range 3 anyway.
I think Wedge would have had shot first and potentially gotten rid of Chernu.
It's a 2-hit roll, 3 hits on Wedge, 1 evade, so it takes 2, so Wedge's shields are gone again.
Yeah, again, Wedge was a higher pilot skill.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. I think that was a missed opportunity. If you one bank him there, Wedge guarantees hits him once. That's a no-brainer.
Especially with Predator. Spend your action getting a focus.
Well, we have. I'll tell you what. We're a bad roll from Wedge going bye-bye. Because now we have. Oop. Now we have a range 2 or 3 shot here.
Yeah, so Echo's targets has changed.
Couple missed opportunities there towards the end. 3 hits. 1 evade, so he takes 2 hull.
So Wedge is really going to have to work on green moves now, which are limited, in order to R2 back up to his shields.
Well, and tick tock. We're 6 minutes.
6 minutes, guys.
Decimator is still a 1-hole decimator. It's alive. It's points that are not gone. So I'm surprised here.
Oh, wait a minute. Was Wedge destroyed there? He was. So we missed the. Wedge was killed there.
What we didn't see here was a crit on Wedge, direct hit.
A direct hit crit. Boy, that is unfortunate.
Right.
So that's 40 more points. That's 64 now for right score. That's
and nothing.
Man, that's
none
tough.
of 4's ships have been removed. Wow. I
Tough couple
think
turns.
That was the key move there. Is Wedge should have engaged Chernu.
Yeah, the one back to the left would have done it.
Yep. I mean, maybe he was too close to the rock. I don't.
He didn't seem to be.
Even an actionless Wedge, as long as you didn't roll land on the rock, even an actionless Wedge probably could have done some damage. Because again, you have Predator. Predator makes up for those lack of actions.
Right. Not quite a target lock,
but you know what?
Still, you're gonna get a hit. You're gonna get a couple hits.
Getting that extra hit really helps.
Range 1, his ability doesn't do him any good against Chernu, but with 4 dice and re-rolling 1, he's gonna get.
Now Chernu's gonna get the 1 evade from Assard, but
he's gonna get a couple of those hits. Yeah.
You gotta risk it at that point. And again, if you destroy the Decimator, it's not shooting back, and Echo is really the only threat left on the board. At that point, you can scatter the Z95s, run away, you won the game.
Well, I think it's curtains at this point. That's that. We have 3 Z95s against.
The Decimator is going to go off into the sunset here.
Right.
Save itself. Echo is. These guys can, K-turn at 3. Yeah, they're going to K-turn at 3 to engage Echo, but.
He's turning. He's going to try and shoot a BB gun at.
But now we have situations where there's rocks in front of him.
All sorts of. He's out of time. It's out of time.
It's going to be bad. It's up to rolls at this point. Rolls are the thing that's going to make or break this game. on one side, Goodwill's on the other. That's what it comes down to. And to be honest, that's not a situation you really want to be in where you're dependent on dice.
On dice, yeah. I'm sure what we're seeing it. What are they doing? Oh, it's leapfrogging. I see.
Is that going to put them on the
I would get in and take a close look at that if I were him. It is. He's on the rock. Yeah, he's on the rock. So he's not going to be firing, even if he gets arc. So he's just, I guess he's hoping for, you know, a Hail Mary there, but so this time Echo didn't cloak.
Right.
And now just has him dead to rights. I mean, this will be another Z95 off the map.
Right, and the thing is, here you only have one Z95 that has a focus. Just take him out.
Yeah, I'm not even sure. Well, he's going to take out this range 2 guy on the right. He's the only guy that has a shot at sure know-it-all. Yeah, because he's on a rock. The second one's on a rock. Third one's out of range. It's curtains. That's it. Sure, you're shooting at him first.
There's a potential Echo doesn't have to real do anymore.
It's going to focus until it turns into a crit. So it's a hit, a crit, and range 3. Can't use that ability. Good call. So he's got 1 hit, but he's Predator rerolling with 2 dice. So that's 1 hit. No evades. So that's 1 more hit on that bandit. What's he down to?
It's time. Finish the round you're in.
So we got got 3 hits going into that. 2 evades. Takes 1 more hull and he survives that. So that's fortunate for him.
Potential here.
Could get some points.
Chance here. Just take a look and see how this rolls out.
Oh, we got a couple guys shooting here. There's a couple of them shooting. So that's we got 1 in range 3. The tail guy does have him at range 3, so he's going to fire.
With the focus.
Focus. So it's 2 hits.
2 hits. All right. Let's see what happens here. 2.
Oh boy! Wow.
And that's it.
All right. So that's going to be 64-0. Corey win. Good game. And that'll wrap this round up. Thanks for watching, and we'll have it back up here shortly.